have you here. And we've got I need to hold it, he's telling me. All right, sorry. We just need to know, because we are curious if this summit at all have lived up to any of your expectations so far.
Yes, it has. We are very much happy on the way it has been prepared, and we really appreciate the Danish Foreign Ministry for organizing this splendid meeting. Actually, the inclusion of the business section which we are having now is something very important, because we have been more talking about aid and development cooperation, but as we hear today already that there should be more focus and emphasis on trade and investment. So we are very happy on the organization and the conduct of the meeting so far.
And you've got room to speak out your mind and your preferences?
Yes, we did. Yes, yesterday we have presented our ideas, and today also we have been listening to the ministers and the participants at the panel. They are more or less reflecting what we have been, saying all our years and what we have been thinking.
That's perfect. Yeah. Otherwise, from trade, what is your top 3 priorities that you really urge us to assist you with in the Nordics?
Well, what we want is, as they have been saying, we want to promote investment into Africa. We want to trade more with the Nordics, and we, of course, want to develop the capacity of the local entrepreneurs in Africa. So we need to work on that. We need the support of the government, and we need more risk takers, to come to Africa rather than shy away from Africa.
Yeah. I'm also pleased to hear that the youth is at the center of these discussions, and I'm also pleased to hear that you mentioned that the ecosystem for small enterprises and entrepreneurs, not only the investments from the larger ones. So do you see how you can actually strengthen the inclusion of the youth by that collaboration?
Well, Africa is having more and more youth society. The average or the median age in Africa is around 20 years old. So unless and otherwise you develop the youth, or you work on the youth, and if you don't work with the youth in Africa, then the future will not be that bright. So we have to work with the youth, with the digital divide, with knowledge transfer, technology transfer, with the youth. So it is very important to include the youth in every aspect of economic development, political development, and every sphere of life in Africa, because the continent is becoming young and younger.
Actually, half of the youth population would be living in Africa very, very soon. Exactly. So that's important. But how do you see the Nordics having any expertise in helping you, including the youth, more effectively?
Well, the Nordics have been in Africa since the 19th century, So we have a long history of relationship. So we have to develop on that long history, long partnership. So we have to seize the moment. Things have been changing, things have been reviving. So we have to look into that, we have to work towards that. Not only following the traditional way of cooperation, but we have to look into the new aspects, new demands, new way of doing things. That's how we should follow and work together.
Exactly, because I hear a lot about skills development for the jobs that the foreign investors can bring, but that can only absorb, as we know, a few or a fraction of the youth. Exactly. So what about...
We have to encourage the youth, to be entrepreneurs, to create jobs by themselves rather than wait to be employed. They can be, master of their own destiny. So we have to work on the skills in the vocational training, on different kinds of mechanisms, so that when they finish their education or their training, so that they can immediately start their own small-scale industries or businesses, so that they can grow and be part of the economic development.
Do you include the digital skills?
Of course, that's the main thing. Otherwise, you cannot survive in this age.
That's exactly. And the access to finance for these smart ones, I think we still have a gap, or access bridge.
Yes, that's also something which you have to include. You have to look into the empowerment of the youth. You can't teach them unless you support them with finances and loans and other, availability of the finances. It will be futile just giving training. So you have to support them also with these kinds of finances.
And you have concrete plans to do that, or concrete measures?
Well, in Ethiopia, we are trying to have the banks to support these entrepreneurs, businesses. So we encourage the youth to, as I said, to be entrepreneurs and do their own finance and to support them. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the very concrete.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have introduced, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Can I have a card?
You can certainly. Thank you.